Hey, what's up, guys? Yes, it is happening again, and yes, this banner is correct. 1 million power outages in Texas alone. You have got to be kidding me. I'm not kidding. I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. There's nearly 30 counties, the last I counted, it could be more now, just in Texas alone, dealing with some magnitude of power outages, whether it be a lot, I'm talking several thousand, or a few. Here we go. We're going to take a look. You're looking at the radar right now. What's going on, Eric and Rick, Cabin Girl? The Iron Body Sense. What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Check out the weather map. If you're in Texas, big heads up. I mentioned this yesterday, and I left a comment. Somebody asked a question because I'd mentioned the weather could get pretty dicey today in Texas, and they asked where, that Texas is a big state. And I said I would do a video about it, so I'm doing a video about it now, but I did say primarily the whole state, mainly the north central, but it started out down here in the southeastern part of Texas again, where they've been dealing with power outages for days. And now there's more again. 1 million. I'm talking 1 million, actually over 1 million customers in Texas without power. And you know that's affecting many millions of people. Check this out. It started this morning in the Dallas area right here. Dallas, Fort Worth, that's where it started this morning, in parts of east central Oklahoma, made its way down into the Houston area again, southeastern Texas, where they had hurricane force winds from what I'm hearing. Did anybody else experience, anybody from that area? Are you dealing with power outages? I know that might be a strange question. If you don't have power, you're probably not online, but you may have your phone, but did anybody else deal with the high winds, heavy rain, large hail, over 2-inch hail being reported again? Now you can see where it's starting to develop. And this was showing up yesterday. That's why I'd mentioned if you're in Texas, big heads up today, because you could see more rounds of inclement weather. I want to show you guys the map over here at poweroutage.us. This is staggering. I mean, you don't normally see this during hurricanes. I mean, you can, yeah, you can see 1 million, but if you look at Texas right now, look, 1,009,825 just in the state of Texas, one state. Looking at, let's look at the other states so real quick. I've already got a map, a symbol. Hello, outdoor girls. What's going on, guys? Okay, here we go. Check it out. Got a map together already, and here it is. It's around here somewhere. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Looking for my map. I already had one made for the live stream, and here it is. That's one of the many maps I've been working on. There it is. Okay, check it out. This is right now as I do this video, and there's more on the way, guys. So if you're in Texas and you're experiencing power outages, just know that there could be more. This evening, the future cast that I looked at showed the storms going at least through this evening. Look at this, 1,009,000 in Texas, 15,000 in Missouri, 33,000 in Arkansas, 15,000 in Louisiana, where this energy is moving to. It's moving from west to east over into Louisiana, literally as I speak, 54,000 in Kentucky, 14,000 in West Virginia. And if I'm not mistaken, they just got the power restored down here in Texas in the Houston area. Not quite, but pretty much. And look what's happening again. Let me go to Harris County. There's San Jacinto, back over 10,000 customers. I believe it was Harris County that had the majority of the power outages. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's Walker County, 12,000. Polk County, 10,000. Tyler County, 2,000. Trinity, 4,000. Over 28 counties, and that's not just in eastern and central Texas. That's over in western Texas, too, as the weather is starting to get cranked up over in western Texas, west central Texas. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys a map that I'm working with. This is the one that I use all the time, and you can see, let me zoom out so you can see exactly where we're at. We are in the Texas Panhandle, far northwestern Texas. Large storms are starting to get cranked up, and you can see a tornado icon already on here in the middle of a severe thunderstorm warning. So again, more tornadic activity. I've never seen this much tornadic activity in one spring. I can't recall. I mean, I've seen outbreak after outbreak after outbreak this year. Here's another one. This would be in the northern Texas area. 1.75 size hail, tornadic vortex signature. Not necessarily been confirmed on the ground. We have two. These are new tornado warnings that at least they're new to me. Check this out. In northeastern New Mexico. What? Yeah, right there. Northeastern New Mexico, tornado warning. Clayton, I believe that's Clayton, New Mexico. Am I seeing this right? Yes, we're seeing this right. A tornado warning in northeastern New Mexico. Wow. All right, sure enough, let's read the forecast from the National Weather Service out of Albuquerque. That's a rare weather statement, let me tell you. Tornado warning out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, that's just unheard of. But you're hearing it. This is real. This is from the National Weather Service. Again, I'm the messenger. I'm just conveying the message here. A tornado warning remains in effect until 4:30 p.m. for east central Union County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 9 miles southeast of Mount Dora, or 12 miles west of Clayton, moving southeast at 15 miles an hour. And Fishing 247, thank you. 15 miles per hour is really relatively slow. Tornado and $50 size hail, flying debris. You guys know the drill. They're saying take cover now, especially if you're in Clayton, New Mexico. I mean, that is absolutely bizarre. This one here is right on the Texas-New Mexico state line. And you can see severe weather there. There might be rotation right there. In fact, there is rotation right there. That would be west of Adrian, Texas. Let's look for rotation. Is there rotation? You bet there is. Wow. Yeah, there's significant rotation right there. Absolutely. The map you see on the right-hand side over here, that shows rotation. So that way you can tell if there's a tornado, not necessarily on the ground. It doesn't guarantee a tornado on the ground, but it guarantees rotation. I can tell you that. So it may stay up in the sky, which is the best case scenario. Sometimes it'll come down and make contact with the ground. So there's rotation here west of Adrian. How far? Let's take a look and see. Adrian, 14.9, let's say 15 miles west of Adrian. There could be a tornado on the ground right near the New Mexico-Texas border. Let's see how far away it is from the border. 5.5 miles from New Mexico. Are you serious? Tornado, at least in the sky, not necessarily on the ground. Here's Bard, New Mexico. Possible tornado 18 miles from Bard, New Mexico. Wow. This is wild. I mean, absolutely wild. A lot of lightning associated with this storm. This entire area down here in north central Texas is under a tornado warning, which includes Lubbock, Plainview, Tulia, Dimmitt, Muleshoe, Brownfield, Post, Slayton, and Spur, and then any other smaller communities in this area. But in the vicinity of Lubbock, let's use Lubbock as a center point, basically, and we'll just go out from Lubbock. Anywhere, 100 miles? Is that correct? That is correct. Let's say, 100 miles in any direction from Lubbock, basically 75 to 100 miles. Tornado watch for the next 4 hours, I think. Let's look and see. Tornado watch expires in 3 hours and 51 minutes in the Lubbock area and a 100-mile radius all around Lubbock. You guys are in a tornado warning, tornado watch. Tornado watch. But there has been a tornado spotted. Maybe I'm still trying to figure that one out. But we got a tornado warning in New Mexico, tornado warning down here in the northern Texas Panhandle, the far northwestern Panhandle. That would be from Amarillo. We'll use Amarillo as a starting point. 60 miles west and slightly north of Amarillo, Texas. Possible tornado on the ground right now as I do this video. A lot of activity today, and this is consistent with what we were seeing over here on this weather map right here. See the storm starting to line up? Those are tall supercell thunderstorms that are reaching way up into the cloud tops. In fact, let's measure one here just for fun to see how tall this ones are. I'd say that this one right there, let's measure it real quick. I'm just curious to see what the measurements are. Wow, 60,000 footer. That is a big storm. Those are tall boys walking through there. That's what I used to call them anyway. I still do. I call them tall boys, high walkers. They're big ones. And they reach up, and the taller they get, the more hail they can produce, and the bigger hail that they can produce. So, yes, there's a new one I learned. Every time I come on here, I learn a new name somewhere across the country. Here's Happy Texas. How about that? Good name, right? Look at all these thunderstorms popping up. Ropesville Meadow under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 19 minutes. That's a flood warning. What, we got flood warning down in here? Yeah, that's a flash flood warning for the next hour and 19 minutes. Looks to be in a rural area. Can we get the data on that? Let's do it. Data coming out of Lubbock, Texas, flash flood warning. And remember, anywhere within 100 miles of Lubbock, a tornado watch for the next 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours. National Weather Service out of Lubbock, flash flood warning for Bailey County, Cochran County, Hockley County, Lamb County until 6:30 p.m. Here's the details. 4:29 p.m. Doppler radar indicated severe thunderstorms producing extremely heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have already fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of up to 3 inches are possible. Flash flood warning or flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. And that's in this area here. In fact, there's some reports coming out of this area. Is that hail or? Yeah, that's hail. Let's see what the hail is showing. 1.75 inch hail. You know, it's no telling how big some of the hail that's come down out of the sky. I heard 1.75 hail. I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that there has been in a rural area that went unreported coconut-sized hail. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know if that was this year or in the past, but you can see the storms getting juiced up again, headed towards the southwestern edge of Oklahoma. I think there's storms in Oklahoma right now. We're going to Oklahoma here in just a moment, but I'm trying to focus on the Texas Panhandle right now. They're dealing with a lot of flash flood warnings, thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches, tornado warnings. Again, everything on the menu going through Texas. 1 million, that's right, 1 million customers without power in the state of Texas alone. I think combined, what's the combined total? Does anybody, 3315, that's 4815, 63, there's another 100. Yeah, you're looking at at the very least 1.1 million customers without power today between 6 states, 5 or 6 states. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 states. 1.1 million. That's going to take a while to get the power back on. That is definitely going to take a while. Wow. Okay, so storms moving through and a rare tornado warning in far northeastern New Mexico. I'm not sure I've ever seen a tornado warning up there. This area down here through the west central part of Texas is under a severe thunderstorm watch for the next 3 hours and 46 minutes. And those communities include, you can see down here, there's a pocket of flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. Those include Stiles, Barnhart, San Angelo, Big Spring, La Mesa, Snyder, and then, of course, the area that I just spoke of that's under a tornado watch for the next 3 hours and 46 minutes. And again, that is a 100-mile radius up here If I put this on and we just go from the center, if we go, let's say we'll use, like I said, Lubbock, and I'll show you guys. 100 miles spanning around the Lubbock area. That's a tornado watch area, but not to exclude, the northern part of Texas and the Panhandle. They're dealing with tornado warnings right now. Holy, let's go up to Colorado. What is happening in Colorado, guys? Severe thunderstorms up here too? Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Anybody in Colorado dealing with severe thunderstorms? Oh, look at that one. That's a big one there. That's probably a 50, 60,000 footer. And again, bringing down huge hail. Yeah, no doubt. There it is. 2.5-inch hail being reported here in southeastern Colorado. 2.5-inch hail being reported. And if we look at the top of that storm, you want to check it out. Here we go. Top of that storm is 59.5. Wait a minute. That's 65. Let's just say 60,000. We'll round it off. That's a tall storm. Very, very tall storm. So no wonder they're seeing hail up there 2.5 inches tall or 2.5 inches in diameter. That's at least baseball size, right? A lot of activity again down here in the Houston area. I think it's calmed down for the time being, but let's take a look down here in the Houston area. Yeah, most of it's gone offshore, so you can see the storms have rolled through, gone offshore. They took power out, though, as they rolled through. Those were some very intense storms, loaded with lightning. I don't know of any tornadoes that occurred. Did anybody else hear of any tornadoes in the Houston area today? I know there's power outages, again, in the Houston area. I mean, we have 1 million customers without power, and I think the majority of them, though, are up in the Dallas, Corsicana, Palestine, Jacksonville, Tyler, right up in here. You can see the majority of the power outages are in eastern Texas. See that right there? I think there's 30 counties. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 30 plus counties dealing with power outages, counting the folks over here in far western Texas. So you got a situation brewing now in western Texas, situation that is in progress in eastern Texas, 1 million combined in the state of Texas. Unbelievable. You don't see 1 million sometimes during hurricane landfalls. And we're getting 1 million with thunderstorms. And I understand these aren't routine thunderstorms. These things are overachievers. Every day here recently, we're seeing thunderstorms that are just reaching, it seems like, new levels, new heights. The atmosphere is on a daily basis now producing tornadoes somewhere in the United States east of the Rockies. Have you noticed the pattern? East of the Rockies is just being every day large hail, high winds, tornadoes, very heavy rains, really dealing with a lot of inclement weather this year. And there's probably more to come. Well, I know there's more to come. The setup out in the Atlantic Ocean is going to be very conducive for the formation of hurricanes. Watch, there's going to be a lot of hurricanes this year. Here's my hurricane forecast. This is experimental. I did this back in March. This is my own personal hurricane forecast. You can look at the metadata, and I did this back on March 28th. In fact, I made the banner at 7:47 a.m. There you go. March 28th. And I'm basing this off of a lot of variables that I've used for 20 years. I've just never done my own. This is my own. 26 to 31 named storms for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. 6 to 8 major hurricanes. 10 to 14 hurricanes. And 5 to 7 U.S. landfalls. That's a forecast, experimental forecast that I put together. We'll see how it turns out. You know, I hope there's no landfalls, but the way the weather pattern's set up, that's what's going to determine that. That's the Bermuda high out in the Atlantic Ocean that steers the hurricanes when they do develop. That Bermuda high is always there. It just depends on, you know, how strong the Bermuda high is and whether or not the storms will be steered into the Gulf of Mexico or they'll be allowed to just drift up through the Atlantic Ocean. It all depends on the Bermuda high and, of course, the wind shear. But if there's a lot of wind shear in the Atlantic Ocean, there won't be a lot of hurricanes. So right now, there's not a lot of wind shear. But there is a lot of high winds over here in the Texas Panhandle. Check this out. High winds, heavy rain. You guys that are in the Hartley area, Dalhart, Texas, in the Texas Panhandle, you might consider an interior room with no glass. And check this out. You definitely don't want to be outside. Look at that, 3-inch hail. That's dangerous. Dangerous hail in northern Texas right now. 3-inch hail is highly unsafe. Interior room, you got 2 storms converging on Dalhart, Texas. So again, if you're in Dalhart, Texas, I would find an interior room with no glass, or at the very least get inside somewhere. 3-inch hail is being reported south of you right now. Let's see how far south. Just 17 miles right there, 3-inch hail south of Dalhart, Texas, and it's moving. Doesn't have a forward speed, I don't think. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I'm still on wrong. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's moving north at 41 knots. So that storm's moving at a pretty good clip. But we got one coming. You got a storm moving from the south due north. You have a storm over here moving from the northwest to the southeast, and they're headed towards Dalhart. This one's, I believe, has got rotation. It does have rotation, and it does have 1.5 inch hail, and it's moving at 26 knots. Meso strength 41.23, so not necessarily the strongest rotation being detected, but there is rotation being detected up here. That's why there's a tornado warning near Clayton. That would be over in the New Mexico area. What? Yeah, but it's moving back into Texas. I mean, you talk about out of bounds. But again, Dalhart, Texas, big heads up. 3-inch hail in your area. Rotating supercell thunderstorms in your area. I would find an interior room with no glass. You don't want to be on the highways. You don't want to be outside during 3-inch hail unless you have on a baseball helmet. That's dangerous hail, guys. No joke. Let's see what this one's showing. 1-inch hail there. These are just reports that are in different various parts of the storm. Right here is the big one. Now it's 2.25, so it's changed. Just a minute ago, it was at 3 inches, so it was producing much bigger hail. Here's another report over here. Large hail. Let's see the report. 1.5 inch. I mean, we can deal with that, but you still don't want to be outside in that 1.25 inches. Saw 3-inch hail on here earlier. That is big time hail. You don't want to be out in it. What we got going on down here? Oh, this is west of Adrian. Meso strength, that's the one that's got the rotation. That's why there's a tornado warning down here, just west of Adrian. What is that, about 12 miles? Can we get a measurement? Can we get a measurement, please? Yes, we can. That is 11.5 miles. There's a rotating supercell thunderstorm moving towards Adrian, but it looks like it may miss Adrian. This is Adrian, Texas, in the Texas Panhandle. It looks like it's maybe moving slightly to the north of Adrian. A lot of lightning associated with that. These storms, I'm telling you, they have been highly energetic. Again, tornado producers, just overachievers, high-end storms this year, very high-end, and there's been no shortage of them. And they're not bashful. They like all the states east of the Rockies. They're in Texas, they're in Oklahoma, they're in Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Louisiana. In fact, let's go to Louisiana right now and check out the situation, because there's all kinds of warnings over here in Louisiana as well. Headed towards Baton Rouge, New Iberia, Lafayette. It looks like they might be toning down some, but here's the thing. You can see this is a pocket of very heavy rain moving slowly to the southeast at, I'm not even sure how slow it's moving. Let's take a look. Flash flood warning for this area. Abbeville, New Iberia, Broussard, Genere, I hope I pronounced that right. Let's see what they're showing with regard to rainfall rates. 1 and 3 inches of rain have already fallen. Expect another inch to 2.5 of rain in the next hour. So that's respectable. If you get up to 2 inches of rain per hour, that's a very respectable rain rate. Yes, indeed. So that's down in the southern Louisiana area, dealing with some heavy rain. Just went through Lake Charles, over here by Gonzales, White Castle, south of Baton Rouge. There is a severe thunderstorm warning currently in progress, but it expires in 6 minutes. So this weather here, the reason I haven't been following it super, super close is because it's moving offshore. And I knew it was moving offshore before I even started the live stream. So I knew you guys were in pretty good shape over there. It's the tornadic activity that you got to keep a close eye on. And there's no good time for a tornado. I've said this a million times, and especially at night. And there could be tornadoes tonight if this energy keeps up, and it looks like it could. I'm not saying it will for sure, but it looks like it might. These storms here, if you're in the Dalhart area, you might want to consider an interior room. You got a severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 35 minutes. National Weather Service out of Amarillo issued this. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. This would be Texas time. 522, a severe thunderstorm was located 13 miles southwest of Dalhart, moving north at 40 miles per hour. Tennis ball size hail. Check this out. Winds of 70 miles an hour. Holy cow, that is getting close to hurricane force. 70 mile an hour winds. Those are wind gusts, by the way. Tennis ball size hail, not a good combination. Not at all. Expect some tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. People and animals outdoors will be injured. And that's what we were talking about earlier, because if you are outdoors and the inch and a half, even an inch and a half, but 3-inch hail, tennis ball size hail, ouch. You don't want to be anywhere near that. So interior room, if you're in the Dalhart area, for sure. Even Hartley, it looks like the storms are kind of going around Hartley. You guys are going to see some moderate rain, not anything super rough. It's right up here in this Dalhart area. And now it's kind of swinging around maybe to the left. I don't know. It doesn't show any communities out here. A lot of farm ground. You can see the circles even on the radar here. A lot of farm ground up there. You can see those anytime you fly across the country, especially if you fly over North Texas. You see these circles. It's farm ground. It's definitely farm ground. I'm not sure what they grow up there, but I remember years ago my grandmother had farmland, and she would always get hail insurance for her, especially her soybeans. Because they would rotate each year. One year they would plant soybeans, and the next year they would plant corn, and rotated each year. And no matter what it was, whether it was corn or soybeans, she always got hail coverage. She got insurance just in case there was a round of 3-inch hail that take out the entire crop, So she was very smart in that regard, because it could happen. And she was one of those that was better to be prepared and not need it than to not be prepared and need it. So she always had crop insurance. Good for her. And I don't think she ever really needed it. I think there was a time that she may have had to use it maybe once, but not very often. But folks up here in the Tornado Alley that they call it, wow, especially with what's been going on up in Iowa and the derechos, that'd take out an entire field. Well, if a farmer plants an entire field, 80 acres of corn, soybeans, and a derecho comes through and takes it all out, you got to have some sort of coverage on that. But we've got storms converging on Dalhart here. Dalhart is right in the middle of potentially a pretty gnarly situation here. You got the storm coming up from the south and one coming in from the west-northwest. I'd take cover if I was in Dalhart. You bet. I'd guarantee you I would. Interior room with no glass, Dalhart, Texas. Yeah, these storms are really getting cranked up. Yes, indeed. This is where the action is right now, but this action is evolving. It's getting stronger and stronger with each passing minute, especially in western Texas. That's where we're at right now. West Texas. We've been following a rare, very rare tornado warning right there. Look at that. Are you serious right now? Look at the lightning. A rare tornado warning in northeast Texas. I'm having a hard time even saying it. I was going to say Texas because I'm used to saying these storm warnings in Texas. A rare tornado warning. I got to think this through. In New Mexico, northeast New Mexico. Are you serious right now? Yes, right there it is. That red figuration you see on there, it's not a square, it's not a rectangle, it's not an octagon. It's a red corral, if you want to call it. That is a tornado warning in northeastern New Mexico. What in the world? Okay, that's primarily near Tex Line, which would like be the Texas. Boy, that is very hard to read there. Yeah, that's the Texas-New Mexico state line. So you've got a strong storm moving into Tex Line, moving through Clayton right now. What's it showing here? 4190, 1.75. So the hail is getting larger with this storm. So I'm saying these storms are increasing in strength because they're getting taller. The afternoon heating is causing them to rise, and they're reaching up, and they're reaching up that real cool air. Wow, look at this line of storms here. There's got to be a tornado warning in here. Let's look for rotation. You want to? Let's do it. Here we go. We're looking for rotation south of Dalhart. Oh my goodness, there definitely is. Wow, there is rotation, guys, right over here. But the only good thing about it, I mean, there's going to be tornadoes. There always has been, probably always will be. But right there's rotation, and it's out in the country. So that's the best place for it, right on. But there is rotation right there. Absolutely there is. Dalhart, just to be on the safe side. Interior room with no glass. Look at you guys are just consumed with tornado warning. It's a tornado warning to your northwest, and you have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in an area right here. All of that area is under a severe thunderstorm warning. 30-mile radius. 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. At the same time, within a 30-mile radius. I mean, this is just nuts. It's just absolutely nuts. I've never seen weather like this before. I've never seen so many tornadoes. I've never seen so many back-to-back high-end storms. And you can see they're moving in all different directions. And I kind of knew they would be looking at yesterday's futurecast. What's causing this is you can't see it on here. Maybe I can show it over here. There's a really wonky-looking front right up here in the Texas Panhandle. I saw it on the Futurecast yesterday. I'll show you what it looks like before we even go there. I'll draw it out. It goes like this. Over here, there's very little available energy for thunderstorms. Over on this side of this weird shaped boundary, there's all kinds of energy. There's an abundance of energy. There's all kinds of lift. There's all kinds of cape. There's all kinds of energy over here. This was forecasted yesterday. I saw it on multiple platforms that I use. So yes, that's why it's kind of hanging out over here, is because of that weird ridge that's there. That's almost got well, it's what they call negative tilt. I'm not even going to get into negative tilt, but yeah, it's right in through there, and it is cranking out the storms one after another after another. There's the storm that went through earlier, and what was that? See, that's that weird boundary that, yep, there's the boundary, and then it kind of set up shop right there. And see how it's clear right there in Oklahoma? There's a boundary there that you can't see that's holding that energy back. But there's 1 million plus in Texas right now without power because of this ongoing, this storm after storm after storm. It's unbelievable. No joke. This is an updated map over here at Storm Prediction Center. The blue are wind gusts and significant wind gusts. The green are hail reports. That's the first round this morning. The second round is the statistics are piling up. Again, green being hail. Even seeing reports of significant winds up in southeastern Colorado. Power outage situation, I don't think it's changed any. Let's update it and see. Seeing some progress. That's good. They're able to, but we've added another state. Actually, we added Florida. Florida now looking at 10,100 without power. Texas, hey, 893,000. So Texas is slowly but surely getting back online. So now the million would still be applicable, but that would involve multiple states, not just Texas. At one time, there was 1 million in Texas alone. Right now, there's close to 900,000. If you factor in all the other states, 2,000 in Mississippi, 3,000 in Alabama. It's not even showing up on the map here. 1,700 in Georgia, all these other states, still at 1 million. And the storms are just now really getting cranked up good. Here's the newest radar sweep. There's that funky-looking ridge line, and there's the storms converging in the Texas Panhandle. So again, I'd like to reemphasize Dalhart. It's currently on you right now, so you can see what's happening. It's there. It's raining. It's windy. 2-inch hail right now. You don't want to be out in 2-inch hail. Not at all. That's what, between ping pong and golf ball? I would say 2 inches, somewhere in that neighborhood. Maybe baseball. It's big. Let's put it that way. Probably tennis ball. Tennis ball would be a fair assessment. 2-inch, I would say, would be tennis ball. Here's 2.25. Moving that direction, again, in the Dalhart direction. You got 4 thunderstorm warnings. The tornado warning in New Mexico has expired. I think that was a first. I don't recall ever seeing a tornado warning in northeast New Mexico. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, how does this happen? I know tornadoes can happen anywhere. Not necessarily. You don't see tornadoes too often in California. It just doesn't happen. You don't see tornadoes very often out here in Arizona. It just doesn't happen. The Rocky Mountains are big influencers of these supercell thunderstorms. The Rocky Mountains are. The Rocky Mountains, and of course the jet stream, and then the moist, warm air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. It's a combination of a lot of things, but that's the reason you don't see a lot of tornadoes west of the Rockies. It's because of the Rockies. And the movement of the jet stream and the energy shears off those tall mountains and then comes down over here in Oklahoma. That's what created the tornado alley. The Rocky Mountains and the movement of the weather. Yes, that's why. So that's why we're seeing a lot of it's the change of the change of the guard, if you will. La Nina, El Nino, and maybe some other factors involved. What we got going on here? This is in Hart, Texas. Okay, this would be up in the Texas Panhandle. Wind gust. This is a report. I'm just seeing what it says, guys. 71 mile an hour measured by the university at 5:02 p.m. through 7:02 p.m. They had a wind gust in the Texas Panhandle of 71 mile an hour. So that's getting close to hurricane force. Yes, indeed. Watkins Inc. How's everybody doing today? Mountains heat, cool, and rise up in the jet stream. You're right, Selah. You are exactly right. Mountains are big influencers of weather. You bet they are. And they also keep weather in check. That's why you don't see a lot of tornadoes west of the Rockies. And, of course, the movement of the jet stream. Now, if the jet stream were to flip backwards and move from east to west, and the energy was flowing from, over here towards California, you would see the majority of the tornadoes west of the Rockies. But you don't because of the motion of the energy. Okay. Wow, what's going on up here by Chicago? Is this... see what I mean? I've never seen such a variety pack. Every state, it seems like, is being impacted by severe weather this year. Look at Chicago. Wow, okay. Here we go. Chicago seeing strong storms and a lot of them. Those are also, well, there's no storm warnings right now, no severe thunderstorm warnings, but there's the chance of it because you can tell by the color of these storms, they're rising in rank. They're getting taller. That's what the dark orange means. These are tall storms. Look at that south of Tinley Park. That's a 50,000 footer right there. I'm surprised there's not at least a thunderstorm warning there. Look at that. North of Frankfort, you bet. That's a tall boy. Watch. I'll show you. Check it out. See? That is a big storm. Are you kidding me? That is a very big storm. So I'm sure there's at least some high winds up here. Let's see if it's showing any hail. Showing any hail? Half-inch hail. That's okay. We can deal with half-inch hail, I suppose. What's this report here? These are hail reports. Let's see. This is up by Chicago, guys. Hail. Wow, that's pretty specific. Check this out. 0.88 inches. That's pretty good. Okay. Thank you. That was very precise. Another one, 0.88. Oh, that's the same one. I'm sorry. There's another one. I'll say, wow, that's just above 3/4 of an inch. But that is super precise. Everybody's usually measuring it in half-inch increments, quarter-inch increments, like this one here, half-inch in the East Chicago, Indiana. Okay. That is correct right there, East Chicago, Indiana. There you go. That would be north of Gary, Indiana. So these are strong thunderstorms moving across southern Lake Michigan, through Gary, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Kenosha. That would be up in Wisconsin. Yeah, Kenosha is in Wisconsin. But not quite as intense up in the Wisconsin area. But this is a strong set of thunderstorms moving through Algonquin, Aurora, Oak Lawn, Chicago, Gary, Indiana, Tinley Park, Frankfort, especially in this area here. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a tornado right in this area. Let's look for rotation. You want to? Let's do it. Here we go. Frankfort, Illinois. Is there rotation or debris? There's not. No, there's not. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing, but the storm itself looked pretty intense, so good deal. That is not a rotating supercell. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time up there because there's no tornado warnings. I'm assuming there's going to be severe thunderstorm warnings at some point because those look like organizing storms. Let's go back down here to Texas and see what's shaking down here in the Dalhart area. Where's my radar? Where's the radar, please? Radar, where are you? Where? There you are. Remember earlier there was 1 million customers. They just got 100,000, 120,000 people back online rather quickly. I was impressed. Is this a new? This is a new one. You got storm. Look at it. You got storms getting ready to collide here. Are you serious? So the energy is going to collide, and that's going to create loft. That's going to create lift. You could see rotation here. Oh my, we got a situation brewing here, guys. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Luckily, this is in a rural area, but this is about to get gnarly in here. No kidding. Let's read the tornado warning first, if I can get to it, because we have 4 thunderstorm warnings. This is a brand new tornado warning issued by the Weather Service out of Amarillo. Whoops, where'd you go? You come back here, tornado warning. There you are. There's a lot going on here. Wow. Amarillo, Texas, National Weather Service, tornado warning for southwestern Dalhart County in the Panhandle of Texas until 6:15 p.m. At 5:38 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles northeast of Sedan or 18 miles southeast of Clayton. Clayton would be over in New Mexico, I believe, moving southeast. Yeah, that's the storm we've been following up there at 30 miles an hour. Tornado and tennis ball size hail. Flying debris. Radar indicated rotation. I think there's about to be more rotation here very, very soon. These storms are going to collide, and when they do, there'll probably be more rotation here, would be my guess. Luckily, I think we're dealing with a rural area. Collectively, the storms are... about 20 miles wide. Look at that. You're going to see, check it out. You guys are about to see storms collide here on radar. Look at that. This storm system right here with 2 3/4 inch hail, 3415 is going to collide with 6017 that's got 2 1/4 inch hail. They're getting ready to collide. Now let's look for rotation now, and then we'll look for rotation after they collide. Ooh, there's already a little bit of rotation right there, trying to. Right in there. Let's watch for rotation, because I have a feeling that is wild. Storms moving at each other at like 30 miles an hour. That's pretty rare, no joke. Pretty rare. There's Dalhart, a report out of Dalhart. 1 3/4 inch hail by a train spotter, Dalhart, Texas. That's pretty good size hail. That's probably what, ping pong? Maybe a little bigger than ping pong? Or right at it, probably. Probably right around ping pong ball size hail. Oklahoma, Linda, let's take a look. Linda, we're watching the tornado warning here in the Texas Panhandle. You know what? Oklahoma, I was just showing there's a weird boundary. It's not weird, but kind of had a negative tilt to it. Actually, it goes back this way. And it's kind of protecting Oklahoma. We'll go look at Oklahoma, though. Let's just look and see. We'll go to central Oklahoma. See what I mean? There's not too much going on because what you can't see here is a boundary line. There's a boundary line that's protecting Oklahoma for the time being. Now, is it going to stay like that? It's going to stay like this for a while, but there is an invisible boundary right there that's protecting Oklahoma City, Guthrie. That's the stage. Sometimes I'll use that terminology. The stage is being set, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm looking for frontal boundaries and hot and cold air and all that stuff. Available energy, the CAPE. That's what I mean when the stage is being set. And then your cast of characters are your tornadoes, your hail, your high winds, your heavy rains, and things like that. That's your cast of characters on your stage right here. So. Right now, there's one. I don't see any new ones, but Oklahoma is pretty good shape right now, believe it or not, thanks to that boundary. And see if I can show you the boundary over here. It doesn't really show up too well, but that's where I drew the line. You can see the clear skies. You're probably experiencing clear skies in central. Now, up in the Oklahoma Panhandle, a little different story. I mean, it's raining moderately, not anything off the charts. Let's look and see. I don't even know if I can catch a radar up in here. Can I? Can we get a radar up in here? Yes, we can. Okay, so let's look and see. Not too much going on up here. I mean, there's some small thunderstorms by Keys, Boise City. They're potent, though. Very potent little storms, but not very big. This area is under... Wait a minute. No, they're not either. Yeah, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle. And then this, I think, is a special weather statement. Yeah, but it expires in 13 minutes. A strong thunderstorm will impact central Cimarron County through 6 p.m. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Boise City. Wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour and half-inch hail. Gusty winds can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. And Boise City is in the Oklahoma Panhandle area. So this, again, expires in 13 minutes. This energy, though, however, is moving towards the northeast and could impact Keys here in a moment, towards Elkhart, which I believe is in... Okay, that's in far southwestern Kansas. Yeah, okay. Which there's not too much going on up there at the moment, but that's all subject to change. And as you can see, this energy is moving towards the far western... look at those storms getting ready to collide. Western Oklahoma Panhandle. That is wild. they're going to form one storm. Here you go. You're about to see it. That is nuts. $60,000. Oh my goodness. Huh. Pretty wild. I'm telling you, this weather just does not look, I don't know, there's just something different about it. Look at you got two storms just colliding with each other right now in northern Texas. Right on the New Mexico border where the Oklahoma border meets the Texas Panhandle. That is a very, very weird situation. You don't see that very often. Showing rotation. Let's see. Is there rotation here? There's got to be some rotation. Yes, there was, but not so much now. That was a heck of a wind gust right there. What was that? Probably 70? 60. Yeah, that was a high wind gust there by Clayton, New Mexico. Yeah, for sure. Right there. High winds. What's this showing? Large hail. How big? Let's see. 1 inch. Tex line. That's right on the New Mexico-Texas border. That is a weird setup right there. I'm just going to tell you, that is just straight up weird. These storms just heading straight towards each other. I noticed this yesterday, the weird boundary being set up, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's a future cast. It's more than likely going to change some, and it did change a little. But when I looked at it, it showed this big sweeping curve through here, almost creating what's called a negative tilt, negative energy. And I'm like, nah, that doesn't happen very often. But it is producing very weird weather situations like this right here. Like the Futurecast was showing yesterday. It was accurate again. You know what I mean? It's like you get 3 days out, it's going to change quite a bit. But this was within 24 hours, and it's very accurate. As you can see, severe weather in the state of Texas, and it's been all through the state of Texas, primarily in various locations, very intense. You know, some areas haven't seen any severe weather, and then obviously some have seen very severe weather to produce 1 million power outages in Texas today. Wow, and they just got the power back on in the Houston area. Just got it back on. Look at all the lightning associated with this. Here's another wind report out of New Mexico. Power lines down across U.S. Highway 56 near Auto Cemetery event type. Cause of damage. Obviously high winds. Probably a tree blown into power lines. That would be my guess. Let's see this report here. This is over in New Mexico, guys. Not 1 inch hail. Event ongoing at the time of report. Clayton, New Mexico. That was about 30 minutes ago as the storm was moving through there. So probably power outages in New Mexico if that's being reported. I mean, it should be reported. Let's look and see. Customers out 118. So difficult to say. Still have over 876,000 now in the state of Texas without power. 45,000 in Kentucky, 33,000 in Arkansas, 27,000 West Virginia, 16,000 in Louisiana, and quite possibly counting as there's severe weather moving through Louisiana right now as we do this video. There's that tornado down by Adrian. I don't know if this was that's a TBS, so that wasn't necessarily a confirmed tornado, but rotation definitely on radar. Definitely on radar. And you can see these two storms blending. Look, blending to form a hybrid. How about that? There they go. Supercell meets supercell. Now you have supercell. How about that? That is wild. Now we've got severe thunderstorm warnings Another one, well, this was issued earlier up into the Texas, or I'm sorry, I got too many panhandles here. Texas Panhandle and the Oklahoma Panhandle. Severe thunderstorm warning for the next 52 minutes. Service, National Weather Service in Amarillo, immediate broadcast requested. Severe thunderstorm warning for West Texas County in the Panhandle of Oklahoma, Cimarron County in the Panhandle of Oklahoma, Sherman County in the Panhandle of Texas, Dalhart County in the Panhandle of Texas. Severe thunderstorms, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. So that would be right on the Texas-Oklahoma border up into Oklahoma. This expires in, 52 minutes? 51 minutes now. So a little less than an hour. That tornado warning in northeast New Mexico, that still got me puzzled. But I'm not surprised. Look at all the severe thunderstorm warnings here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a tornado warning in the middle of all that. Storms colliding here. Typically, storms will move all uniformly, like you just saw it by Chicago. They're all moving west to east, you know. That's the direction the wind's blowing. This backwards energy here, you got energy colliding here. That's that weird boundary. I saw it yesterday. And I was going to mention it, and I'm like, it's probably going to change between now and today. It hasn't changed. It's still there. But it's keeping most of Oklahoma in the clear, except for the Oklahoma Panhandle. They're probably, see, the thing of it is, we're watching this, and there's obviously a good reason why. Dalhart's been in the middle of some very strong storms. There's still strong storms embedded in here as the storm is blending with the storm coming from the north. The storm coming from the south has now joined to make one storm here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Is it just going to fall apart? Is it going to form one big storm? It's impossible to say. It is just impossible to say, but they just collided right now. You're seeing it on real-time radar, and this is from the National Weather Service. That's still showing 2.25 inch hail, 39 knots. And this tornado warning expires in 19 minutes. Be interesting to see if they issue another tornado warning here, because you have two supercells blending. They're blending right now. It's weird. I mean, it's just weird. And it almost looks like it's being, look, see how it's jumping up towards it? Like it's being drawn towards the other storm. Instead of moving to the east, it's being drawn to the northwest. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. You don't see that type of activity too often. Like these storms down here in the Plainview, Lubbock area, just as an example. See how they're moving just uniformly to the northeast. This little guy here, he's a wild one, darting back to the northwest. That's quite unusual. Cactus, Dumas, Sunray, you guys are in the clear for now. And that boundary is keeping most of Oklahoma in the clear. We've got, this is a mesocyclone discussion, expires in 48 minutes. Whenever you see the blue on here, and I always point them out because that means the weather forecasters are looking at areas for the potential of tornadoes. 40% chance in this area as of right now. They just issued this. Expires in 48 minutes. Probability of up to 40%. Severe risk is increasing across portions of eastern Colorado into western Kansas. Large hail is the primary threat as a severe thunderstorm watch is being considered. Boundary layer lapse, that's one thing you look for. Boundaries have steepened significantly across the central high plains. And that's what I was talking about earlier. These high plains, these mountains influence the weather. And it's steepening the storms, and that's why they're talking about hail. Check it out. Large hail. And that's because of the lift coming off the mountains right in through here. The lift is going to cause a lot of shear. It's going to cause a lot of lift, which will create shear, which could create rotation. But the main thing is large hail. So if you're in eastern Colorado or if you're in western Kansas, watch for large hail. They didn't say how large, but large hail. For them to say large hail, let's see if they do give a size. They don't give an exact size, which would be hard to say. I mean, see right there, hail is likely occurring with the most robust updrafts. That's what I was talking about. The mountains causing the lift updrafts to go up, and the higher up that the energy takes these water molecules, the bigger the hail. So those mountains definitely can do that. Not the mountains per se, but the energy that flows across the mountains. Absolutely. Done it for years. Okay, there's your storms combining to form one big mess. That's just strange. Right on. Take a look at the infrared, see what's happening, get an update here. That's interesting looking, right? There's the storms that are colliding right there. They just collided. And right there they are in real time. So once again, this tornado warning's about to expire, but the newest and the most concerning information is when the National Weather Service issues a large hail watch. Right now it's just a watch. That's something, especially if you're in Scott City, Garden City, probably Johnson. It's in this area here, this blue rectangle you see. See if we can get some cities. Oh, yeah. There you go. Russell Springs, Elkader, Winona, Goodland, Burlington. These are right on the Kansas-Colorado border. Cheyenne Wells, Tribune, Sheridan Lake, Kit Carson, Siebert, Flagler, Ariba, Stratton, Burlington. You guys could see, oh, and then here at the top of the rectangle, blue rectangle, Kirk. National Weather Service is calling for large hail in this area right here. If you're in that area, far western Kansas, far eastern Colorado. Large hail alert issued by the National Weather Service. They don't do that very often. There's a large hail, 1 inch. That's not that big. I mean, it's big, don't get me wrong, but to me, large hail's anything over 2. Wow, that's good size hail. There's our storms that collided, 2 storms that literally ran into each other. And now they've formed one. I don't know. That's even hard to decipher. It's just raining hard there, and it's probably very windy. Probably some hail. I'm sure there's hail. There's 2.75. Texline, Texas. There's probably even bigger in there. I wouldn't be surprised, really. 1.75. Up here is probably what? Yeah, 0.75. That's not very big. The bigger hail is going to be here, centrally located. Where the pinks and reds are at. That's the tallest part of the storm right there. Let's see if there's rotation station. Any rotation in there? No. Right there, just temporarily by text line. I think that's a large hail report, but there was some big time lift right there. Tried to rotate, but I think the collision of this storm moving from the south and the storm moving from the east messed up any rotation that was potentially trying to get organized, because now it's all very unorganized. So not any rotation right now, and probably won't be. I'm not saying that there won't be. I'm just saying that any rotation that was trying to get organized has been interfered with from the bizarre collision of two supercell thunderstorms. Actually, more than that. There's at least two, possibly four. But look at that storm, how it just leaps up into that one. It's highly unusual. That's all, guys. Highly unusual. Carlos, conscious machine. What's going on, guys? You know what? Now that we're basically down to this last tornado warning, and I would say that has been, it expires in 11 minutes. But looking at the radar, because now everything's all discombobulated, the rotation has been interfered with, I don't anticipate a tornado in there. And that's the only tornado warning officially left, and expires officially in 11 minutes. But across the country, you've got some issues up here in the Flint and Detroit area. Let's look and see. I haven't been up here yet. Let's check it out. What is going on with our friends up here in Michigan? Yes, they're dealing with some heavy rains. Not anything what I would call super severe, but yes, the orange and yellow are strong downpours. These systems are moving from the north due south. Say this energy is moving in all different directions. Got some moving to the east, some northeast. This is due south. In Texas, we just saw a collision of one coming from the northwest colliding with one that came from the southeast. But right now, this looks like just heavy rains up in here, something that we've all seen, all been involved in. There is, however, a severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 2 hours and 35 minutes. That would be for this area right here. No, sorry, I'm not talking to you. Right in here, south and east of Detroit, down to Kingsville, over to Chatham. I believe that is Lake Erie. So the energy is moving to one of the Great Lakes there, like Lake Erie, I believe. But that's a severe thunderstorm warning. The energy is there. Heavy downpours, which, yeah, we can see that is happening right now with 50 to 100 millimeters possible. Local impacts include Wheatley, Mount Carmel, Blytheswood, Goldsmith. Oh, this is from the Environment Canada meteorologist. This is a severe thunderstorm. Well, I guess watch and warning, dime-size hail and heavy downpours. Heavy downpours can cause flash flooding and water ponding on roadways. So, yeah, severe thunderstorm warning here that lasts for another 2 hours, I believe. 2 hours and 33 minutes. And you can see the energy's coming from the Flint, Michigan area, moving southeast at, let's just see how fast it's moving, 15 knots. So not moving very fast. So that's why they're emphasizing the possible flooding issues, because the storms are there. They're producing moderate to heavy in some places. It's not anything outlandish, but it's moderate rain. But if it's moving very slowly, then it can accumulate more and create the chance for more flooding, flash flooding, and things like that. So that's the only other really hot spot other than the Chicago area that we looked at, and then down here in the Texas Panhandle. And that energy, it's an ongoing situation. You can see the storms are still building down here in West Texas, Texas Panhandle, and even parts of Oklahoma. And we did have a rare tornado warning in northeastern New Mexico. But right now, the thing that they're talking about is large, very large hail in eastern Colorado and western Kansas. So big heads up if you guys are in those areas. What's going on over here, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate that. Yes, sir. And again, when I started, there was 1 million power outages in Texas alone. 1 million. That is unheard of for severe thunderstorms. Any type of thunderstorm, for that matter. And right now, they're getting the power back on, even during the storms. 876,000 now in the state of Texas. So still well over 750,000, but collectively between all of these states and all of the energy that's moving across the country, there's still over 1 million customers. That's customers. If you factor in people, let's just say that there's, of the million dwellings that are without power, that's a dwelling. Let's say there's 2 people per dwelling. That's 2 million people that it's affecting, and you know it's affecting more than that. There's probably at least anywhere from 2 to 4 people per dwelling. So anyway, it's affecting millions of people, and not only residential but commercial too. I'm sure there's businesses that are in the midst of all these power outages as well. You know there is. So, but anyway, that's a very, very big number. It started out as when I started this live stream, guys, 1 million customers without power in the state of Texas. So if you guys have any photos of the inclement weather that you could send, that you could take safely, send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. We may have a chance for more geomagnetic storm activity coming up. The sunspots that were responsible for creating this spectacular sky that we saw back on May 10th is turning back towards the earth. This photo here was taken by Rick Klassen out of British Columbia. Check out that sky. That was during the extreme geomagnetic storm. Well, the sunspot is turning back towards the earth. I took a photo of it this morning. It's not quite visible yet. Now, tomorrow, okay, why am I having, there it is. I'm trying to find here we go. I took this photo from my front yard. The sunspot that created the historic Aurora event is right here. It's not quite visible, but tomorrow when I take the photo, I took this photo today. You can see this sunspot up here. It's been producing a little bit of activity, but not much. The most recent X flare came from that sunspot right there that created the historic geomagnetic storm. It's turning towards the earth. Tomorrow it should be visible, so watch for more auroras here in the coming days, quite possibly more historic auroras. I doubt if we'll see one like we saw last time, but you never know. The sunspot is still very strong, and it's already produced an X-class solar flare, and it wasn't even facing the earth. So, wow. All right, Sparks, Jeremy Olson, Take Yo Girl. What's going on, guys? There's my moderator. Thanks for stopping by, moderator. Appreciate that. And I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Check in every once in a while. I know you don't always get notified when I upload a video. You know what? I don't either. I'm subscribed to a few channels, and I don't get one notification. I have to just go hop by their channels every once in a while and see if they uploaded a new video. I don't get notifications, and I'm subscribed to a few people with the bell activated. So I don't know why. It's not a big deal. Just stop by every once in a while and see if I've uploaded a new video. Again, if you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com or come over here to the homepage of the website. It's MrMBB333.com. You can click on this banner right here that says have a large video. It's a Dropbox. In fact, I'll click on it. Watch. Here it is. It's a very simple Dropbox, and you can drag and drop photos, videos in there, and then just hit send. The only thing I ask is please include your first name, the date and location, so whenever I do, look at it and use it, I'll be able to, decipher, like this one here, Rick out of British Columbia. I knew he took that photo from British Columbia. So please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Once again, million plus without power in the state of Texas today from inclement weather. Wow, another major blackout. That's been, the third or fourth one just in the last week and a half? Incredible. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.